Hey guys, it's your best fight friends. I'm Kelsey. That's Rachel. We're back, Rachel. We're better than ever.
Are we?
You know, that depends what you mean by better. You know, today Kelsey attended the Professional Fighters League had a press conference today for the upcoming fight in their women's lightweight division between reigning champion Kayla Harrison and Genah Fabian. Well, Rachel, there's a viral moment that happened on the call today when a media member basically had a question for Genah Fabian, and so we want your reaction. You're our expert on women, right? Because you're a woman. Well, you're a woman.
Okay.
You're more of an expert than me. I knew when this dude asked this question, I was like, Amy Kaplan from fansided.com, friend of the show, let's call her that. She was there. She recorded it and shared it with the world. So that is how you're going to watch it now.
Okay, I'm going to watch Amy's sharing of it.
Got a question for Genah. Big fan of yours, everything like that. Don't take it the wrong way, but you're a pretty woman, not just a pretty woman. You can fight pretty well good too. In this sport of MMA, it's kind of kill or be killed. And a lot of people that fight Kayla, they kind of stand around and wait to be killed. Are you going to be the aggressor when you step into that when you step into that ring? Are you going to kind of wait around and try to pick your punches like you usually do? Or are you going to go for it all?
Firstly, I just correct you on my name. It's Genah, not Genah.
I got a question for you.
Go ahead.
If you were interviewing a guy, would you say to him after pronouncing his name wrong, would you say, hey, by the way, you're a really handsome guy, but you can fight too? Like, would you say that to a guy? No, you just base their how you talk to them based off of their skill and based off of them as a human being. Not, you're a beautiful man.
No, correct. No,
that's pretty disrespectful. She's a professional.
Definitely, no, I agree. I was just saying, sometimes, in this MMA sport, they confuse some women, with being scared to be hit in a sport that's kill or be killed. That's all I was implementing on that one, Kayla.
Well, say something like that. I don't know. It's just my opinion, but.
Got it. No disrespect. Sorry if it came out that way or anything, but I was just meaning as, sometimes people don't want to be hit in this sport, but that was...
Be hit in this sport. Nobody wants to get hit. Like, nobody wants to get hit.
All right, let's take...
So anyway, it was a fun call, first of all, because Kayla's awesome.
Well, let me
but
just
anyway,
say
let's
this.
get your reaction to first I want your reaction to the question, and then I want your reaction to the reaction. As the expert woman.
As the expert woman on Real Talk with Kelsey and Rachel.
Branded expert.
Here's the thing. Is when the question was coming out of his mouth, saying her name wrong, but that aside, people make mistakes like that. He said something else kind of awkward later where it seemed to me maybe he's like a little bit nervous.
Yeah, I agree.
So that aside, then he immediately goes into like, you're really pretty and you fight pretty well good too. I think those are the exact phrase that he used. You fight pretty well good too. I don't know how else to interpret that, but as like, I'm going to say something. We're
not going to edit it, maybe.
It's like when you say to somebody of a certain ethnicity that you're really, like, you speak really well.
Yeah, and they've had to run like PSAs, right, on the radio or TV to like teach people, hey, this is racist, don't say this.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So, like, this is one of those things where I can't really, and I don't have a problem with, like, I think that it's true that, like, women are beautiful, and that I think it's okay that women are beautiful, that people see women as beautiful. I think that that's fine, but there's something about why are you phrasing it this way? Like, I don't even know what you're asking in this question. Also, you're a media person on this call. This isn't even the time or place, I don't think, for anybody to comment on somebody's attractiveness.
Unless, flash forward 5 years, they're married. Yeah, I mean...
You mean the two of these people are married?
Yeah, Genah and the guy that asked her. Maybe that was his weird flex works out in the end.
No.
He's like,
not after
this?
like Kayla jumps in and just is like,
I mean, it's a
Kayla won't put up with this. Do your
the
clap thing for Kayla.
What?
Kayla
won't put up with it. And I knew the best part about it, and I even messaged Amy about this. Like, well, it happened. We were talking about it. The person that you showed us the clip was that as it happened, like Kayla's face was like, huh? And like you didn't see it in the clip, but Genah gives like a longer answer than that, and then Kayla like remembers and comes back, and I was like, there's a 90% chance or higher that she's gonna say something to this dude about what he said. And like, look, people make mistakes, and I think that things tend to work out. You know, I don't know where he comes from, whoever he is. What situation in life, what he's grown and learned, and how he's grown and learned. Everybody grows and learns, but it took care of itself, right? I thought that most people would agree that the question was not appropriate or dumb, and Kayla stood up for that viewpoint pretty well. And I feel like hopefully the person who asked the question thinks about it and grows from the experience, right? I mean,
yeah, I just can't. If it were me and somebody was like, hey, you're pretty. You fight pretty well, too. Are you afraid to get hit in the cage?
But she's
I'm like, are you
fighter.
saying that, like, I'm not, like, putting my all into this sport because I'm afraid to get hit?
Well, because are you saying that, like, that because you think I'm pretty? Like, it's
like,
a weird...
I'm so vain that, like, I'm going to get in the cage and, like, not want to get hit in the face because I'm pretty? Like, it's...
Okay, but here, I want to be this guy's advocate as the representative of a guy. What if, like, Genah Fabian is just so pretty to him that it just broke his brain, and, like, he said the media thing, and, like, because the way he talks is kind of disjointed, and, like, I don't really know what question he's asking. Maybe that's just, it happens to everybody, right?
Yeah, and I don't know her, so, like, I haven't followed her career, Genah Fabian.
Yeah.
And so I don't know what she, puts out there. Like, so you take somebody else where I am more familiar with, and that's Paige Van Zandt.
Okay, but she's not that, right. So it would have been
Paige
maybe
Van
if she's
Zandt
like a model.
got, like, questions like that when she went into bare knuckle boxing, because people were like, hey, a lot of your social media, what you do is putting out there that you're attractive. Like,
she's a model. That's part of
so,
her
like,
job.
what do you, when you get hit with somebody's bare knuckles and it tears up your face, because that actually does happen in that version of bare knuckle boxing.
I mean, yeah.
She got asked that question, so I don't know if Genah Fabian, like, leads with, like, I don't know too many of these variables.
The Paige Van Zandt stuff, I remember that was before her first fight against Bret Hart. I talked to Paige Van Zandt, and I remember we talked about that as well. Mm-hmm. But we talked about it in the context of, like, I think it's still a pretty dumb question, right? I mean, I feel like if somebody is choosing to be a fighter, a professional fighter, even an amateur fighter, that, like, it's a weird question to ask somebody. Like,
I think that it's kind of legitimate. So, like, take somebody who maybe is, like, a model. Like, that's their first thing they do. I don't know any names of current models.
What?
But, like...
I'm just playing my own face.
But somebody who's on, like, covers of magazines, and, like, they do this, and clearly... They're outside, like, but no, Paige Van Zandt has a history in the sport. I'm saying somebody who doesn't. And then they're like, you know what? Like, I've done modeling, and now, like, I'm going to keep doing that, but I'm also going to do this. And it's a rough sport. Like, they want to do MMA, or they want to do boxing, or something like that. I think that it's like, hey, you make your money off your face. Like, hey, here's what could happen to your face. Tell us about that. How do you feel about that? So I do think that there's a way where it makes sense. The way this question was phrased was almost as if, like, hey, you're a pretty girl inside the cage, and pretty girls, like, inside the cage aren't great fighters. You're pretty well good at fighting, but that's the way it came out of this guy's mouth. And I'm not even, like, putting a lot on him, because I'm not a media person. I'm sure it can be nerve-wracking to be on calls, and it's your turn.
He definitely seemed nervous
to ask a question, and I think just asking. Like I said, I don't know Genah, but, like, Kayla intimidates me because she seems
She'll tell you what she
so
thinks.
direct and abrupt that like I'm like, well, shoot, if I like, kind of say something like in a, I like look like away or something, she might be like, hey, just like call me out on like I don't even know what, and I'm not even prepared. I just have this question, like I'm reading it off a piece of paper,
Well, when you and I make jokes about like me like having something on my face or something stupid, and it's always the person calling me out on it in our joke is
It's
I'm talking to
Kayla.
Kayla Harrison, and she's like,
hey dude, you got that on your face.
Yeah.
She's not somebody really, I mean, we're exaggerating how direct she is. She might very well be somebody who would be like, hey, off camera, I wanted to let you know.
no, she would tell you, but that doesn't mean, yeah, she's awesome.
She is. I appreciate
There's
when
no
people are
duplicity in
direct.
Kayla Harrison.
Exactly, and that's something that's really important to me, and it's something that I work on because I'm a people pleaser. So I go in the opposite way. But like, so I don't want to call out this guy.
I think that this should be a show that we get to watch. This guy interviewing people, calling them by the wrong name, which again, like that happens, and
it totally happens.
And like asking weird questions that people hate. I mean, it's all the big lead. It's all like everywhere, sites everywhere reporting this thing. This guy's gone viral, baby.
We spelled like a guy's name wrong in the title of a story once, I think. Like, it happens. Those kind of mistakes definitely happen. Oh my gosh, I say everybody's name wrong on our show.
Oh, I do. Yeah, well, I practice it. I try to practice it.
Like, I think it's Serial Gone. I've only recently learned that, and I was always saying Cyril Gane.
You were always saying that. I was not, people, because I'm a professional.
And then
What?
Habib's name, our viewers told us how to pronounce his name correctly.
But I still see people
and then
say...
I say, like, Habib Nurmagomedov. I just kind of, like, try to get it out there as fast as I can. So, like, I can't, like, I just want to say I don't know this guy. It's just, I can't get around the phrasing of the question, and...
It was fun, I'll tell you that. It was a pretty fun press conference, but this was definitely the most fun moment, because you were like... Because it's also something where I was like, oh, he's dead. And then he totally was. This guy's dead. It was like a 5 minutes later, too, I feel like. It wasn't like when the thing you watched, it was like right after it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. So,
anyway, that fight is this week. It's
Thursday,
this week, baby.
We're recording this Monday. The fight is this Thursday.
So it's exciting. Kayla Harrison versus Genah Fabian. Big fight in the women's lightweight division.
These are semifinals?
Semifinals. So the winner here fights for $1 million.
In October.
Is that how he does it? That's pretty old, too.
Yeah.
We've become the people, not only do we buy prunes, but also we become the people that like do like movie things from like, Gone with the Wind. What? Before pictures had sound. Oh. Happens to everybody. You know what doesn't have to happen to everyone?
That guy was wishing he was doing a media conference with no sound.
There's also, though, something that sometimes people do stuff and they're like, yeah. Like they want it. They want it to happen.
Yeah, this might be like a good thing for this guy.
Yeah, there was a guy at the recent Conor McGregor press conference with Dustin Poirier that made a big, I think sometimes people go, I don't know if that's what happened here, but I'm just saying, let's not make up the story that he's not pleased.
Yeah.
Because he might be a super villain.
I don't think that he is based on his tone when he was asking, but
I think a good life rule is if you have to start something out with, not to disrespect you, but here's the thing I want to say, right?
I don't even remember because I just watched it once. Did you start that?
Yeah.
Like, no offense?
Yeah. No offense, but you're an idiot. Do you know what I mean? Like, never, that's a clue that you're on the wrong track. Any kind of thing like that. No offense, no disrespect.
You better be prepared that whatever you're asking is going to push some buttons.
You might as well just say, hey, I think you're an idiot, and I'm just going to say whatever I think. You know what I mean? Like, just be out there. Anyway, we're grateful that you choose your time to spend with us to watch us react to reactions.
Hey, if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell us your reaction to that, what we just gave a reaction to, in the comments.
You do a reaction to our reactions to reactions.
It'll be inception of reactions. If you're listening via podcast, review and subscribe, and we will see you next time.